At the risk of saying this might be the best steak sandwich we've ever made, well, this might be the best steak sandwich we've ever made. Now I realize I'm going to get shit on because I use the word best, and we're fond of that term. But I can tell you this. Max, who posts the things to YouTube, never puts that word in unless at some point during the cooking and eating process it has come out of my mouth. Is that true or not true, young man?
True, and we don't do it lightly.
We don't do it lightly. It's not clickbait. It's not. You know what's clickbait? The thing that I clicked on the other day that said, I had coffee at every coffee shop in Los Angeles. And I thought, how could that be? Well, guess what? It can't be. It's complete BS. At some point, when I'm eating something, I go, holy shit, I think it's the best chicken this, egg that, whatever this. I'm saying today could be another one. The steak we're using today is picanha, the king of the Brazilian steak world. Well, let me show you. There's our friend. Kind of looks like a little hedgehog, doesn't it? Like hiding its head on one end. But it's beautiful. There is actual meat in here, and it looks like that. In this country, it's more commonly referred to as a sirloin cap or sirloin rump cap. And you can see the cap of fat that's on it is beautiful, but rather thick. We're going to want to take this down a little bit. So we're going to get out our fillet knife and go to work.
Work. You don't get that either.
No. If you said...
Chance and I say things all day long that he doesn't understand because he's just of a different generation.
I'm f***ing twice your age. I can't help it. I'm f***ing baby children. I hate this. I'm going to quit. Then you go find somebody else to do this. You two will have a lot of fun. You wish that I was still here.
Chance will take my spot and I'll take your spot.
Good luck with that. All right, let's get to work. Stop this bullshit. I want to come down to about 1/4 of an inch. Look, whether I do this the right way or not is not important. What's important is I do this the way I want. And while I do want some fat, because what do we say? Fat is flavor. I don't want this much of it. So give me a second. I'm going to trim this kid all the way around, and you'll see how it looks on the other side. And when you're comfortable with what you've done on the top, flip the kid over. It's always going to be a little bit down here. So let's get this stuff off. And you see this right here. Look, there's clearly a difference between this little bit of fat right there and this. This is called silver skin, and that's nothing you want. So you just want to take the point of your knife, put it underneath that, and then try and get as much of that off as you can, because that's just a drag. You can't chew your way through it even. So it'll just piss you off. So get rid of it. And we're good. So we're done here. Now I'll take my knife, score the fat in some long lines. I don't want to cut down into the meat. I just want to stay on the fat level. Turn it. Go this way. And then we're ready to season. For seasoning, we're going very simple. The traditional Brazilian way is just salt. But look at the salt that I'm using. This is called Maldon. Maldon salt. Let's here, have a quick look. It's super chunky and flaky. It's going to deliver all the absolute best that salt has to deliver. So here's what we do. Let's give it a quick little shot of oil. You know, little avocado oil never hurt anybody, and will help the salt stick better. And then on we go. And we're going to season quite aggressively. Look, it's a big piece of meat. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, Sam, so it's going to make this piece of meat taste very beef-like. That's what the salt will do. Bring out the natural flavors. But where's the rest of the flavor coming from for this sandwich? And you know what? You guys are so smart for asking these questions. I love it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a chimichurri. Picanha is typically served with a green chimichurri. There's a parsley and garlic and lemon juice, all kinds of great stuff in there. We're going to make a red chimichurri, and it's going to go at the bottom of this picanha steak sandwich. And it's going to be tremendous But we have time for that because right now, this baby has got to get on the grill. So let's go. Okay, so we're set up for 2-zone cooking. That means one hot side and one not hot side. We're gonna start by searing, getting gorgeous color on the hot side, and then move it over here, close the lid, let it cook like it's in an oven, turn it a bunch, turn it a bunch. It's gonna be perfect. We're gonna go fat cap down first on the hot side in 3, 2, 1. Wow. So I don't want to burn the whole thing up, but I do want some gorgeous color on it. It's a lot of heat. We're gonna give it a second. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, boys. That is gorgeous. Let's give it a little flip this way. And of course there's flames because the fat is just dripping straight down. We'll give it a break, flip our friend over. Look what's happening here. Oh, just wait till you see this thing in about 20 minutes or so. It's gonna be beautiful, Max, beautiful. Another little quarter turn here. Give it a minute or so there. Now we're just gonna pick the whole kit up, bring them over to the not very hot side. I mean, it's on, but it's on low. But we'll leave the hot side on so it continues to create heat like an oven, and we close. Here's what's up next. We're gonna cook some onions because I absolutely want some beautiful caramelized red onions on this. Then we make the chimichurri, the red chimichurri. Then I show you a cool trick to do with the bun. Gonna change your bun habits, I'm quite sure. We're starting my favorite way for onions. Oil and butter. And remember, the butter's there for flavor, the oil is there to keep the butter from burning. And now we're gonna add some onions, and I've just sliced 1/4 inch red onions. And we're gonna drop these guys in. Just gonna cook them like this. So everybody gets separated. Poor guys. So we're just gonna let them do their thing here. Let's separate everybody. Beautiful. And now over the next, 10, 15 minutes, they're gonna soften, caramelize, get gorgeous, and be amazing in this sandwich. Next, the chimichurri. And our red chimichurri begins with these vegetables. Red pepper, diced. Red onion, diced. And cilantro, chopped. And if you don't like cilantro, too bad. Put it in and grow up. Next up, we have our seasonings. We're going with cumin, smoked paprika. I'm using chipotle chili powder. You could use regular if that's all you had. And now, we get some red wine vinegar, a couple tablespoons, a couple nice glugs of olive oil. Glug, 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 glug. And some garlic. I loaded up 3 big cloves in my press, and there we go. Beautiful. Oh yeah, sorry, pinch of salt. Like that, Max, and now we mix. Glorious, look at this. This is gonna add the flavor in a huge way. Of course, the longer you let this sit, the better off you'll be. So we'll put it off to the side. I'll show you this bun trick. But let's not forget our beautiful picanha sitting here. We're turning it every time we think about it. This is a bun. It's pretty obvious. It's lovely. I know it's delicious. I've had it before, but I want to make it a little bit more exciting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a bowl and an egg, and we want just the egg white. We've done this before. We separate. We let the egg white fall off the sides of these shells until you've just got egg white in the bowl. We're going to add a tablespoon of water to it. Just basically that. And then we'll beat this. We're not making stiff peaks. We're just beating this until it's incorporated and a tiny bit foamy. Like that. Now we're going to brush the top of this bun. You're going to like this, I promise. We're going to brush the top of the bun lightly with this beaten egg white all the way around. And then we're going to put stuff on top of it. In our case today, I'm going to go with some of this Maldon salt and some coarse black pepper. Just some chunks like that. By the way, this salt and pepper could easily be sesame seeds. It could be some kind of nuts crushed up. If you're doing like a veggie burger, maybe some nuts. Anything you like can go in this style on top of the bun. This will now go into a 375 oven for 6 minutes. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm coming back, pulling the picanha off, and everything's going together. And there's our guy. What's funny is how much it plumped up.
It really did.
It definitely was not this tall when we first started with him.
No.
He really wasn't. But he's beautiful. He's beautiful. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna slice some and then build our sandwich. Does that sound fair?
I think so.
Okay. And here we are. Our little picanha. Ready to be cut. I think I'm going right here. See, this is the point of cooking the indirect way. This is beautiful, but you also notice there's no gray ring around the outside at all. And that makes me happy. So now we just cut gorgeous slices here. And I can hear people at home going, oh my God, that's perfect. I can also hear people at home going, oh my God, that's absolutely raw and no one should be eating that. And this is making me so happy you cannot believe it. So we cut our slices beautifully here till we have enough. And then we build. We start with our bun that we added the salt and pepper and the egg wash to, and it's perfect. It's just freaking perfect. I couldn't be happier. And look, a couple pieces fall off, but it's there. Right, now the important part. This gorgeous chimichurri that we made, we're putting on the bottom. And I'm not being cheap with this. I mean, I always say that. But you want to ensure there is deliciousness in every bite. So, just push it around.
Don't be like Alan.
Don't be like Alan. And if you're new here, Alan is our generic name for cheap f***ers in restaurants. So I bought a little micro arugula. I'm just gonna add a little to the bottom and then a little bit to the top too. I just like a little bit of, more green coming through here. And now our steak starts to build up like this. Oh man. Lordy, lordy. I'm telling you that this, we haven't even had the steak yet, but I know what is going on here. I know what's gonna happen when I take this bite. And now the lid.
What about the onions?
Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry.
I almost forgot the onion.
Almost forgot the onions. So here's the onions. Put these guys on. And they came out beautiful. Oh my God. This is, I know, you're thinking, hey Sam, you always put mayo on a sandwich. Yeah, well, not this time. I think I got enough deliciousness here. And then this, and done, done, done. And here's our friend. Quite lovely, isn't he? We've got that beautiful, beautiful red chimichurri on the bottom. The picanha that is so beef forward, it's ridiculous. And then the onions, and then you're out with the crispy top salt and pepper bun. This needs to be eaten. Holy shit. Jesus Christ, Max, you have to. It's like one of the best bites of steak ever. Let's give our friend a cut and then an eat. And you know what's happened here? The chimichurri has sogged down into the bottom bun, making it tremendously delicious. So let's grab a half and see what we've got. It's unbelievable. That garlicky chimichurri in the bottom is so much flavor. But this picanha, on a beef scale of 1 to 10 is probably a 23. Honestly, I feel like I've said this before, but if you looked up beef in the dictionary, there should be a picture of a picanha. It is that good. Onions, chimichurri, this insane beef. Please, if your butcher doesn't have them, ask for them. I go to a great butcher shop. They don't always have